Alright guys, David, Express Auto again. Today we are tearing apart this beautiful Powerglide. This unit was in a big tire car. Sorry, my film guy's over there giggling. I don't know what is so funny, but it's irrelevant. Anywho, we're gonna take this thing apart and see if we can figure out what happened. The customer complaint is that it has no high gear, mainly on the racetrack. I don't know if he's tried high gear on the streets or what, but it has no high gear. Like I said, it's a pretty nice unit. This unit was originally built by BTE out of Alabama. We've been a BT fan and used BT products for a long time. I like a lot of their stuff, but that's not to say that somebody that was rebuilding it didn't have something incorrect or something's just not where it's supposed to be. So we're gonna take it apart and see what we've got inside of it. This thing came in last week. He was a little unhappy he didn't get to make it to the racetrack this past weekend, but I don't know, it's broke. Thing is mostly drained, so I shouldn't have to really worry about much fluid coming out, but we'll keep an eye on it just in case. Being one of BT's top sportsman's units, with their case has the roller bearing tail housing on it. Roller bearing governors, well, what used to be the governor supports, not supporting the governor anymore, but it is a vital piece of the puzzle here. Missed that one. Come over there. I don't think it's gonna come off. Nope. It's stuck. Now we're going to pull off our servo cover and see if we can take a look at the servo. Get out of there. This one is just in there. Come on, servo cover. I think we're starting to get somewhere now. Get this thing to pop out of here. We like to use the Sonex servo in our Powerglides whenever we're building them for big power. This car that this came out of, I think I was told it makes around 900 to 1,000 to the tire, which I would consider a good power car. I know in today's world, 1,000 horsepower is not nearly as special as it was 20 years ago, but it's still pretty special. So here's our servo. It is not a Sonex servo, but it's not a bad servo, it's just a double ring servo. Go ahead and pull our band nut off the side of it. Helps if you grab the right socket. Pull our bell housing off. We got our bell housing bolts off. We can set that guy to the side. And now we're going to pull our front pump out of here. See what we got behind there. Lots of silicone. For some reason, somebody siliconed the living crap out of the pump. It does look like an aftermarket pump. Looks like it's got the BTE pump in it, which I'm fairly fond of myself. We've been using their pump kit for a while. See if I can get this thing to pop out of here. Well, this don't look good at all. Ooh. Well, that's a problem. That's a problem. Look at the side of these ceiling rings. Chewed into that pump pretty nasty. That stator support is absolutely garbage now.
Can you machine that out, or is it?
Nope. At this point, this pump is garbage. Well, the stator side is garbage. I don't know if the pump cover and gear set is garbage or not, but we're gonna find out here real quick. Yep, pinned and welded stator. We have a lot of movement on our gear. Really not a lot of movement in the big gear though. Definitely wore the crescent though. That gear set's junk. So that pump is junk. We'll just set that stuff off to the side. Got us a ringless input shaft, which is a really nice input shaft in all honesty. Then we're gonna get our drum out. You guys can tell where that bearing came apart right there. Annihilated the inside of that drum.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, let's take a look at the high gear clutches, see what we got inside of there. We got a BT hub, it looks like. Looks like a 10 clutch high clutch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, it's an 8 clutch drum. Either way, that ain't right. They should not be black and smoky like that. They should not look like they've been on fire. So now we're gonna go ahead and pull our band out and throw the legs off to the side. We can tell the band has been hot as well. Go ahead and pull our planetary set out, see if we can see anything down here. Planetary set. No obvious signs of teeth destruction, so that's always nice. Looks like a nice planetary set. It's a BTE 180 straight cut set from what I can see here. See if we have any. Ooh. That pinion, that gear, the bearings are bad in. Bearings are bad in that gear. That planetary set needs to be rebuilt. So, gonna have to do something with the planetary set. And get our rear bearing out. Somebody made their own rear bearing here. You can see the hot heat marks right there. That's from somebody using a die grinder to sit there and waller out a bearing race to make their own bearing. Which, I mean, it works. I'm not a fan of doing it that way personally. I like to use an actual bearing back there and put a shim behind it, but to each their own, to each their own. So let's pull our low clutches out and see what we've got inside of there. If we can get them to pop out. This is going to be a fun one to pop out. Somebody used a different type of snap ring in here. Get that snap ring out. Get our low clutches out. Kind of strange, we have different types of clutches in our low reverse clutch pack. Personally, I like to use all the same clutches in the clutch pack, but definitely has some issues. So, well, I guess we probably ought to take the pan off and see what the valve body looks like. Get our solenoid off the back here. We have a special wrench made up just for this, but I don't feel like walking over there and grabbing it, so a pair of Knipex will work just fine. Brake valve out. Not supposed to sparkle. Got one of those really fancy pan gaskets on it. For those of you guys wondering what valve body that is a BTE full billet trans brake valve body.
Shiny.
Super shiny. Pick up our parking spring. Alrighty, well, minus taking the lower reverse piston out of it, I'd say it's about in enough pieces to start washing and try to get some of these pieces off of here. If our governance portal, no, she doesn't want to rock off of there yet. We'll get her in the parts washer and that guy will come off, and we'll take that lower reverse piston out. So, with that being said, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that fun, wonderful stuff. We hope you guys enjoyed seeing a BTE Power Glide torn to pieces and see what it looks like. This is not what a BTE Power Glide would look like from the factory or from BTE. I've tore down several of their Power Glides right off the shelf, and they do things quite a bit differently than what we've seen here. So this is a BTE unit that somebody has built and tried to make their own transmission out of. We're going to call BTE, we're going to buy a BTE pump, we're going to buy a BTE overhaul set, we're going to buy a BTE clutch kit. Every part that we're going to use in their transmission, we're going to use BTE parts. And we'll try to get this thing back together and get it back in the car and see if it can go enjoy time in Mexico. I don't know, we'll see what happens. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one.